Excuse me. It's the oil. Excuse me, pardon me. So, still have the dip in my mouth. Um, I said dip, right? So, I was doing the Chadwick Boseman segment. I was doing the Chadwick Boseman segment. So, um, so, so I was at work a few months ago in June, and I was working with Katie all day. And I was in there using my phone, and it's lunch break, so I'll sit down with her at lunch, and we work together, so I chill with lunch. So I sit down with her, and I go in my bag and grab this book, magazine, and whatnot, take it over to her, and I'm like, you know, um, I was trying to think about the file I just did. Okay, so I get it out of my bag and I take it over to her. She's on the phone. And I show her, and I'm like, this is Shower Boseman. She's like, oh, that's who you look like. And I was like, are you serious? You know, that's crazy. So the whole day we were talking about me wanting to be an actor and how she might want to be an actor too, because we're talking about trauma and the stuff we went through and how that's what an actor needs. And she's telling me her sob stories, and I'm just like, you know, you make a good actor based on what you went through and stuff. But she had a tragic story, it's messed up, so she would be able to touch those emotions. Because the job I had there had like a drug rehab for like hard drug addicts, so and they were like the nicest people. And I tell Isaiah that he was like, they got no choice, So, but they were just so nice, so cool people. I told them straight up because they're feeling some kind of way about their situation. I told them straight up, like, look, everybody's an addict. Y'all just got caught. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's an addict. Y'all just, you know, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's an addict. So what can they say? You know what I'm saying? Like, so Chadwick Boseman, once she did that, it put the bug in my ear. It was like, yo, you're getting ready to be an actor, and this girl's telling you that you look like Chadwick Boseman. In a few years, at some point, they're going to be getting ready to make a biopic about him. Period. It's like the universe is piecing that together for you, bro. Like you might end up actually being cast as Chadwick Boseman, and you would need an incredible amount of emotion to take on that role. That's like the greatest biopic of all time. Biopic about the actor that played the first black superhero, just the legacy of that, where that goes in the future, because there will be more black superheroes and stuff like that. So where that goes within the next 50 years is just like the movie about the guy that was the first black superhero in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Just if it was covering nothing else, it was just that. But then it would go through all his life and all the roles. So it's like for an actor, that would be the most fulfilling role I could ever do, especially if I could only do like one role. If you could just pick one role and that was it, that's the only thing you could ever do, and you're done. Um, yeah, Chadwick Boseman. because inside of the Chadwick Boseman movie, I get to play Jackie Robinson. Then I get to play Thurgood Marshall. I get to play James Brown. You know, I get to play James Brown before Thurgood Marshall. I got to play all of them while still playing Chadwick, playing them, or just play them when he's playing them. Just play them. Can't play him playing them. You know, I can't impersonate his impersonation of the shit. I gotta go straight to the source where he went. And then his as well. Just figure it out from there. Just have both of them first. Just you gotta play Jackie Robinson. You gotta play James Brown and Thurgood Marshall. And only one of those you're comfortable playing, and that's Thurgood Marshall because you're supposed to be a lawyer. And you have flat feet. So, but you're gonna actually learn how to dance like James Brown. And you're gonna know how to dance like him. And you're gonna dance like him for the rest of your life. You're finally gonna have, you know what I'm saying? Chad's probably gonna learn how to dance because he started as Chadwick Boseman, who had to play James Brown. And so Chad, you know what I'm saying? So like, no dance could ever beat that ever. Just hit one of those wiggle foots, James Brown wiggle foot, like because it just takes some. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't compete physically with the wiggle foot. You're going to start crumping. If you can't crump, you're not going to beat the wiggle foot. Because the wiggle, there's just like I call it the wiggle foot. You know, nigga wiggles his foot all across the stage, man. It's just crazy. So when they teach me how to do that, oh, it's a wrap. When they give me a hair, and it's so funny because in 2017, this girl at my job at Amway, when I first started dressing like Michael Jackson, she told me I need to start dressing like James Brown. Real child. This is before well, not before, because I knew about Chadwick Boseman from the James Brown movie in 2015. I saw it. It came out in 2013. I saw it in 2015 around that time. Maybe closer to 2013 or 14, because I was still living in that same house. So I'm not exactly sure, but between that period, I know I was watching it a few times, and it was just captivating to me. Never thought one day, yo, you might actually play this guy. Like, never thought. He wasn't even the Black Panther yet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, never thought, yo, that's gonna be my breakout role. That's gonna be one of my first roles. My introduction to the world as an actor most likely might be something else. And then like that's why I'm doing this documentary, and the fact that I can put out my stuff as a writer director while I'm working on building a acting career, the writer director thing might actually pop off my acting to where if you all watch this and you able to make a movie and you need an actor, you can cast me and give me a shot to see like if I can really do that. And then I already got signed by a talent agency, so I just have to go through their classes. Once I go through the classes, you can directly just book me through them. Just call them straight up, tell them like, yo, I want him in this, and then they'll send me out there to do the audition. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So I already have the talent representation. I'm already a represented actor. I just have to take the classes. Once I take the classes, it's a wrap. You know, but we're dealing with moving the finances now just to not have the money for anything. Like any scraps I had, I was throwing it into the forex financial market to try to get strategy down pat, get the discipline down pat, really just paying my dues, paying my tuition for forex, really just like how you go to college as a student, you're broke if you have to pay in cash yourself and work your way through it. I'm working my way through forex college and just throwing all my money into it, learning, studying, recording data about it, writing everything down, taking notes, audio, video, filming and making projects about it, making books about it, writing books about it, actually, creating intellectual property content that's going to bring back the money from that itself. It gives my content a speciality. I have something different not everyone can talk about, really breaking down the charts and stuff. And I'm constantly doing it, so I'm constantly getting better and getting more and more of the psychology down pat. It's really more about the psychology. Once you realize what to really look for and look at, then it's the discipline of only looking at it at those times and only engaging and responding to it at those times and not reacting to it in between those times. If you're trading in between those times, you're reacting to what it's doing there. But if respond to what it's doing at the beginning and the end of those times, then you're good. There's that whole fluctuation in the middle. You'll be out of it because you'll be in and out either here or here. Entry, exit, or entry. Entry or exit or entry. And then you stay out of the middle, and then once you get better at that, then you have other accounts where you can kind of play in the middle when it's towards the end, and it's about to hit this retrace, swing back up there. Then you can boom, boom. This move is almost done, but it has to do one thing and go back to where it started. Boom, so we're going to take it now, all the way back. Then we get in, boom, again, boom, and then it keeps going from there. So boom, we know our times now. It's 6 times a day. It's 6 times a day. But let's just stick on the Chadwick Boseman thing. Basically, I put that in my brain, and I want to actually pursue that. That's something worthwhile to pursue. The fact that the stars are coming in alignment, that's not even out of reach. I just got signed as an actor, at a talent agent. So I'm represented by John Casablanca Studios. Boom. From there, go. Um, Start doing auditions there. Then, on top of that, the universe gave me another chance to make it happen by allowing me to have a distribution deal with a director and a writer. So now, when I write and direct and edit, I can distribute and get paid from it. So now I can live off of that full time, basically, like, because the checks would be every 3 months. So the movie would have to be a super duper hit, man, for me to like be able to live off of those 3 months, and like that first check. Then gotta wait 3 months for it, so struggle until then. Then when the first one hit, it's like, that's gonna let me know it's 3 months of it being out, bro. You should know if it's a hit by now. If not, you got another 3 months, you know what I'm saying? And then by then and then, you know, it starts picking up eventually from the rest of that time. It's just like within the first year, at least when you able to eat off of it. Like not even just like super box office king, nothing. Just you already know based on the merit of the story and what you chose to create content about, you already know when it comes to commercial success, you're gonna you're gonna win because your story is the deepest story. It's the most thought provoking thing someone can watch. So if someone doesn't want to be more of an idiot at that moment, they're gonna watch your thing, and it's going to help them, and they're gonna laugh a lot, and maybe even cry. And they're just gonna be like, "Damn, when's the last time I laughed and cried in the same freaking movie?" Just left feeling more happy than sad, even if the nigga on the screen was completely sad. It's just like I'm excited. I'm excited. So the universe is giving me another chance to do it. So now I can put it out in the universe. I want to make sure I put this clip in the documentary. I want to play as Chadwick Boseman in the biopic about him. And I'm a writer, so in between this whole time, I'm going to start. I'm going to buy Chadwick Boseman biographies, books about his life, and just start writing the script myself, but just for the universe to give it to me. Because it's like this time I'm writing the script for something that I actually want to act in, and if they decide to make it a biopic, they'll start working on the script themselves, and I'll have to end up running into them somehow. And when that happens, then I can just show them my scripts at that time. Like, this is what I've been working on the whole time, just as a personal project for me as a writer. For writing my first biopic, my sample. And my first biopic sample, what was it? The guy I had to actually play in a biopic as an actor. You know what I'm saying? So as a writer, I wrote my first biopic. As an actor, that's the role I wanted to play of another actor. I could play one person. I want to play an actor. And then, I get to play an actor. Oh man! Not only that, get to play the first black actor to be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as the lead in its own film. I get to play the first black superhero, basically. First black Marvel, right? For real, for real. I really get to play the first African, Wakanda, you know what I'm saying? Actually African. Not even African American, straight African. But play an African American. I could play African American actor who played an African superhero Marvel character. Boom, man. And like, it's just that automatically ties me into his legacy and the legacy of Marvel. And the main thing I want to do in that film, I can't lie, I want to wear the suit. Can you make a Chadwick Boseman film without any of the scenes of the Black Panther? Because that would have to take out the whole second half of his career. You would have to make one of those biopics that is just about the young him before a certain point or something. But even if you ended at, like, even if you ended at Black Panther coming out in 2018, that's cool. Because at least you still see him in the suit in the Marvel movies. And then it can just end right before Black Panther comes out, or before he gets the role, or before it's done, or you know what I'm saying? Just like it can end right when the movie's done, or it can show the whole press run of the impact of the film itself and that whole thing, and then it can show the last films he did, or it could just focus on him after the Black Panther. It could just real talk just skip. And even if it does that, we could still get a clip of him in the suit. But I just want to be in the suit. One clip. Don't even have to be a whole scene of the action or nothing. Just even if you end the movie like that, just however they do it. So I guess I'll write it the way I want it. I'll write the film based on the book. Basically, I'm gonna take a book about his life, write it just how it is, and see. Of course, the book being a biography is going to go all the way to the end of his life, but it's just like, is the film going to do that? And most films do, right? Not all of them do. You know what I'm saying? They have different ways of doing biographies. You never know, and it pisses you off sometimes. Like, yo, what the hell? Showing one little segment of this man's life, like, you have to make multiple movies in. So they might end up making multiple movies about this man, but at least I'll play the first one. The first guy to play him. And I just hope they make it the full movie all the way through, childhood all the way through, just like James Brown, right? Then he said James Brown, then they show him all the way to when he died. Maybe not. Then with Jackie Robinson, I didn't see that one, so I don't know. They don't always show the entire life. They might just pick a certain segment, stop, and they want to make it cinematic. So I understand that. At least, man, make that last scene him just walking across a white background, just walking, like Michael Jackson, just walking. It's like one person watching the center. You know what I'm saying? Just just show the screen test. Just in the movie, show the screen test of him in the suit, wardrobe test. Show that. Close it there. Just I don't know how they're gonna do it. So for mine, I just write it how I would like it to be there. But most likely for me to get the role as an actor, they already have to start making it and writing it. So me as a writer, like, but if I put this in a documentary and it gets out there and it's like, okay, this dude can, play Chadwick Boseman and he can help write it as well. So it's just adding the extra. Just as an actor, I'd be super powerful because I'm also a director, editor, and writer. So that's how I'm acting. Like I can act for the director because I know what the director wants. I can act for the writer because I know what the writer wants. You know? What was the other one? I can act for the editor because I know what I'm doing has to be edited, so I can remember that the continuity of everything. Continuity. Cut from this one and this one, so make sure in both of them you're doing this right here because the continuity of everything. Like the money talks in the beginning, he hops into like he's driving around and he gets out and he's talking to somebody and he's Roger or something and he's getting the tickets and he takes the tickets in a bag and he throws them into the back of the car. Then it cuts to him pulling up and he has the tickets, but it never shows him grabbing the tickets again. It's just that whole thing of like, yo, I've ended off the last scene, throwing this in there. You gotta have a clip of me grabbing it out, man. Like, why are you just assuming that, like, because you cut, they know what you did in between the cut? And it's just like, I want them to wonder, like, something so simple as, like, we can see him with the bag, but it's like, that's just laziness. It's like you're saying, oh, he grabbed it in between the cuts. Prove it. Like in Scream, Watch the Scream documentary. Type in Scream documentary. It's either gonna be Inside Story or Still Screaming, where they talk about the entire trilogy. But Inside Story is just the first Scream. They say it. Okay, boom. The stuntman that was playing Ghostface, he had to one scene where he had the knife bloody, then the other scene the knife was clean. So he walked the West and he was like, yo, this is gonna mess up continuity. But in the last scene, bro, the knife was bloody, now it's clean. He said, okay, wipe the blood off on camera. Come on, man, Wes Craven, genius here, bro. That's what you do. RIP the GOAT, right? So show it, man. Boom, continuity, man. Making a movie that's like we survived scene 66 or something, seeing something like with the bloody shirts, and they had to keep the shirts on because it was like for continuity, it'd be a crisis to try to imitate a bloody shirt. You can't do that. You're gonna have to wear that same bloody shirt for like a whole week. What? Are you kidding me? Like, you would have to make a week's worth of shirts just like it, like tie-dye blood kind of thing, just many shirts, man. Something, bro. But as you know, it's crazy. You know, it's crazy. I'm just thinking that. But it's like that, man. So I want to play Chadwick Boseman in a film, and I'm looking at this one picture, and like, I'm zoning out, looking at it, and I'm just realizing like all the pain that I'm going through now, and I've ever went through, and why everyone treated me however they did, whether it was good or bad. It'll make a lot more sense to me when I'm wearing that costume and wearing that mask inside the movie. I was just thinking about it. I was like, bro, like when you're sitting on the film set dressed as the Black Panther playing Chadwick Boseman, you're gonna be an emotional wreck just because of how far you came. And then, however strong the pain is at that moment, the pain's gonna be like, you know, I would feel like the pain would increase over time, and you want it to decrease, right? That's what you want, right? But as more time passes on, it just hurt more and more, and you just get better at dealing with it. But then it has to get better at dealing with you, who's better at dealing with it. So you know, it's becoming more resistant to you as you have to stay more resistant to it, and it just keeps getting more resistant to what you're able to, do about it. So it's like you really have to stay up on it. Like it's trying to overcome you, you're trying to overcome it, and you really just need to embrace it and just realize like for me at least, it's the pain, bro, that allows me to do this all day, every day, just nothing else. Because as soon as I stop doing this, I'm gonna be in incredible pain for the rest of the day. Then I'm gonna have to be around my family. Then like they're gonna like, be like, what's up with you? And it's like because I'm not like by myself right now, like creating. So I'm just miserable right now, naturally. You know, it's not even you, no matter who it is. I would naturally feel the same way, pretty much. Like, and that sucks, because you feel really hostage to the mind, to the depression, to the destiny, to everything. You just feel completely hostage, hostage to, you know, uh, what I'm going through. Is like last night, like it was approaching 11 o'clock, and I'm thinking, should watch a movie. You might not want to lay down and watch a movie, but you should just rest and watch a movie. We did that the night before, fell asleep to Wild Wild West, and then we fell asleep to. We started up watching Money Talks, and we switched it to something. Can't remember what it was. It might have been Bait. Switched it to Bait, and then Jamie Foxx, and then might have been Bait. And then from there, you fell asleep, and it kept playing Cabin Fever, and you kept rewinding it and going back to sleep. And it's the remake 2016, and you remember they made a version in like the early 2000s with Ryder Strong from Boy Meets World, Sean, what's his last name? Damn, how you forget? Sean, Sean Parker, something Sean. Man, can I remember boy these were Corey Matthews and Sean. Sorry. Uh, can I remember his name? Sean what? And Corey Matthews, Eric Matthews, Sean. Man, that was the show though, man. Boy Meets World, that was the show. So just to put out my Chadwick Boseman intention, so I'll work on the script just as a personal project, and then like I can still publish it because it's a script from an adaptation, so just an adaptation of a biography. Then I can start doing that, like as a writer, go through biographies of important people, and then just make a version. And I think if I just write it, the people that knew those people, if they like the biography version of it, period, like like that guy's version, if they didn't just hate the guy's interpretation, they would like mine because it would be the same one maybe. But maybe if they didn't like his interpretation, but they just like how I was able to still, like I didn't have any bias he had. I just took what he wrote and made scenes out of it, so it was nothing extra trying to, because it's a biopic, so you want it to be as accurate as possible. So you just get the best biopics and just, I guess I can start working on that, just making biopics, just writing them. Then in itself, that becomes like a documentary. I can make some kind of video out of a script I wrote based on a biographical piece of literature, biography, adapting a biography into a biopic, and publishing the adaptation, and maybe making a video about the adaptation process and the adaptation itself. Maybe even reading the adaptation because the adaptation is his original work. It's adapted from the biography, but those scenes are mine. I constructed those scenes based on everything inside of the biography. I just made a scene version of it. So, oh wow, that's my book on tape. Like, it's an honor. It's like, yo, this dude just